Selamat sore, good afternoon from Ubud, Bali, Indonesia. It's time for dinner. What if I told you that some of the world's juiciest, stickiest, most finger-licking ribs are not in Texas, not in Memphis, but in a tiny warung on the bustling streets of Ubud? That's right. Anthony Bourdain himself declared their martini the best outside of New York, and their ribs? Let's just say they have a cult following.
Terima kasih. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nuri's began as a humble roadside eatery in 1995. The brainchild of Brian Aldinger, an American expat, and his Indonesian wife, is Nuri Suryatmi, better known as Nuri. What started as a local hangout has now become a global brand, with outlets stretching from Jakarta to Melbourne, Macau to Phuket. This original joint in Ubud still holds all the charm of its early days. Nuri's is about 14 minutes by Gojek bike ride from my accommodation, Jati Homestay. If you're expecting a posh, Instagrammable restaurant with polished wooden tables and stylish lighting, you're in the wrong place. This warung is as raw and real as it gets. A tin-roofed shack with walls plastered in old photos, posters, and quirky ornaments. It feels like stepping into a lively, smoky time capsule from the 90s. Front and center is the beating heart of Nuri's, the open-air grill station. Here, slabs of pork ribs sizzle over roaring charcoal flames, their fat dripping onto the fire, sending up plumes of fragrant smoke that wrap around the warung like an irresistible invitation. If you sit too close, you might leave smelling like a BBQ yourself, but to be honest, that's not a bad thing. The potato wedges are hand-cut, double-fried, and gloriously golden. Crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside, and dusted with just enough seasoning to keep you reaching for more. They're not just a side dish, they're the supporting act that almost steals the show. These ribs arrive glistening, bronzed by flames, their thick meat promising a carnivore's dream. The first bite? A punch of smoky sweetness, the kind that makes your eyes widen and your head nod in silent appreciation. The panggang sauce, a house secret, creates a lacquered, slightly sticky finish. Its deep, caramelized char adding complexity to every bite. Are they fall off the bone? Not quite. But they don't need to be. Instead, the meat has the perfect tug. Tender but substantial, smoky but not overpowering, rich but never cloying. A dab of the spicy homemade hot sauce cuts through the richness, brightening the flavors like a splash of sunlight on a dark cavern. In total, we paid 251,790 Indonesian rupiah for our meal. Nuri's isn't just a place to eat, it's an experience. The atmosphere is fast-paced, the service is brisk, and the staff move with the kind of efficiency that tells you they've done this 1,000 times before. English is spoken fluently, so no worries if your bahasa Indonesia is limited to a terima kasih. Pro tip, come early. This warung doesn't do long, lazy dinners. You eat, you wipe your saucy fingers, you pay, and you make room for the next batch of hungry guests. Is it the best BBQ in the world? That's for you to decide. But if you're in Ubud and skip Nuri's, you might just be making the biggest foodie mistake of your trip.